Hello, BookTube. I wanted to make a quick video about plans and goals for BookTube and reading in the coming year in 2017. It's only 2 weeks away. It's right around the corner, uh, and it's fun for me to think about bookish plans because uh, 2017 is going to be a terrible year for me. It's going to contain two enormous pains, two enormous ordeals. One that will be incredibly painful, and the other that I don't actually, objectively speaking, know right now a way I will survive. I probably will, but both those things are coming in 2017. So a chance to talk about something that isn't that is very welcome on my part. So I wanted to talk about books and reading for the upcoming year, with some of my goals and some of my plans and some questions that I have for you. I have a list here. The first goal that I have, of course, is to read more books. I'm well on my way right now to meeting the reading goal that I set for myself at the end of 2015. At the end of 2015, there was a certain number of total books read in the year that I came very close to reaching and didn't reach. And I'm well on my way to reaching that number this year. There's no point in mentioning what the number is. It's freakish, even to me. It would be flat out unbelievable to most people, except for the handful of people who actually know that it's true. But it's a big number, and I'm close to getting it. If all goes well in the next 2 weeks, I will reach it. And of course, my goal for 2017 is to read that much more books. In 2016, a little over 300,000 books were published in the United States alone. Uh, and those 300,000, maybe half, 150,000, were not books that you would feel compelled to read. They were textbooks, they were workbooks, they were foreign language books, they were Bibles and Bible studies, they were government pamphlets and you know municipal pamphlets, that sort of thing. Anything that's square bound that has an ISBN, anything that falls under that heading. If you can lop off 150,000 titles that way and not probably be doing any injustice to, but that still leaves 150,000 titles. Now you take 150,000 titles that remain. Let's say you get rid of 50,000 of those titles in terms of kids books, chapter books, choose your own adventure books, picture books, coloring books, uh, middle school books, high school books, that sort of thing. And you take uh, maybe another 50,000 off for uh, non creative reprints. So just straight up reprints of school classics, that sort of thing. 50,000 is probably a generous number for that, but let's do it. You're still left with tens and tens and tens of thousands of new books, mysteries, romances, science fiction, general nonfiction, sports, science, nature, history, biography. Just an unending torrent, and that's just for the United States. So my goal, of course, is to read more of those. I can't even keep my head above water, but I can come close. I can try to anyway. Uh, but as far as this channel goes, uh, one of the things that I want to do, of course, we've discussed on this channel before, is to show you more of the books that I get. Ideally, all of the books that I get. That would be great if it was just, if you saw what I was getting, because it's a large amount of books, and a lot of it is stuff you're going to see on bookstore tables months later. So forearmed is forewarned. uh, and also the perennial question that I still haven't figured out how to do reviews of books on this channel. Not really. I mean, I talk about them plenty. I leave you in no doubt as to what I think about the ones I've read. But in terms of an actual sit down review, like the type I see on some of my favorite channels, I haven't figured out a way to do that yet. It still feels so reflexively prose driven for me. It's something that I do every day, but in written form. I'll figure it out. I'm willing to take suggestions of how to do it. That's a big thing a big missing thing from this channel I want to cover in 2017. But there's also, in terms of all those books that you see me get, uh, there's one thing that's been bothering me in late 2016 that I'd like to fix in 2017, and that's the ARCs that I get, as you've seen, I get a ton of ARCs from publishers, and then weeks or months later, I get the finished copies of the books, and that leaves me with 2 copies, even of the things that I want to keep. And it seems to me that I should probably put out a call more often when I get those books to the rest of you, if you want them, if you want me to send you them. I need the ARCs that I need for review purposes. Once I'm done with them, though, I'm done with them. If I want to keep the book, I'll keep the finished copy. So the ARC is yours for the asking if it's a book that you are seriously interested in. I think the reason that I sort of slacked off on reminding you of that is because too often in 2016 I would get emails along the lines of, I saw that big biography of King Athelstan. I might be interested in taking a look at it. When you live in, Zimbabwe, and it will cost $70 to get the book to you. If it's going to cost me $70 to get the book to you, I want something a little more than I might be interested in taking a look at it. I have had it happen in the course of the year where somebody would look at it and look at some book haul that I did and say, oh my God, that author is my favorite author of all time. Look at how beautiful that edition is. Oh my God, I've been waiting for that particular book. Then it's easy. I have a suspicion that there's more of those than I'm finding. And in 2017, I'd like to find more of them. Because those ARCs aren't going to stay here anyway. They're going anyway. They might as well go to you once I'm done with them, once I've done my duty by them. And then there's social media, the 2 big social media blind spots that I really need to fix in 2017. I'm going to put a lot of effort into doing it. The first one, of course, being Goodreads. A lot of you have been very, very nice to request me as a friend on Goodreads. I try to remember to put my Goodreads information on videos because Goodreads, I might have a lot of problems with it, but Goodreads is where a lot of book conversations are, and it's by far the biggest collection of book people anywhere in the English-speaking world. So it makes sense for me to be more involved in Goodreads. I don't know about reading discussion groups or anything like that, but the very least I could do is make sure that I put a 1-sentence teaser and a link on Goodreads to every book that I review in 2017. That's just the least I could do. Every book I read, every book I review, that I could do. I need to get into the habit of doing it, that's all, because it's... right now, I don't look at it at all, and I should. And the second one is the Bookstagram section of Instagram, which I've only just discovered. And I made a Bookstagram channel called Steve's Bookstagram. And I put one picture on there, and it's kind of pathetic. I'm trying to figure out what Bookstagram is, how people use it, why they use it, the extent of what they can do. I asked Adam Metamora, I asked him, is a typical Steve question, is there a prose component? Are you allowed to write on Bookstagram? And I'm curious about, to hear from the rest of you, how do you use Bookstagram? What do you like about it? What should I do? I've been told by 2 or 3 people now that hashtags are all the thing. The hashtags are what define the parameters of your posts. So I will remember that. But what about the rest of it? How should I be thinking about Bookstagram? And while you're making suggestions on that subject, I wanted to wrap up this video by calling for requests and suggestions just in general. A lot of you, most of you, over 2,000 of you, God help us, have been watching this channel for some time now and doing me the great honor of telling me that you like it. What would you like to see? Do you have any requests? What would you like me to think about doing in 2017? I wanted to end the video with a call for requests and thoughts on the matter. And I'll wrap this up for now. I just wanted to make this video as fresh on my mind, and I'll be back soon. Thank you, BookTube.